My name's Majoril, and in my very first episode of Cottage World, I became captain of this fleet of ships. But let's rewind first. In case you didn't watch my other video, Cottage World is a mod pack put together by Rob and Eclipse, which aims to turn the game into a cozy core experience with lots of new biomes, some dimension overhauls, and many new and exciting things to build and explore. The unique twist is that it's built specifically with SMPs in mind. Now, I did a 1-week playtest with some friends, and I had an amazing time with it, but there was just so much I was never able to try, so I'm starting the single player world so we can dive into all those things I had missed. A small note, I've added 3 mods which are just tools to help me build faster, which is Lightmatica, Axiom, and FreeCam. So you'll likely see these pop up from time to time. Now, we finally get to find our bearings, and looking around, we see that I started off in a pretty bog standard Minecraft forest. Not very exciting. But jumping right into the usual first day routine, HT's tree chop makes that first punch oh so satisfying as we don't have to deal with floating branches or awkward scaffolding. I explored for a bit, just mindlessly wandering wherever the land took me while gathering our initial materials, and we can immediately see some of the unique biomes brought by regions unexplored. I don't yet have a palette for what I want to build, but I have a small inkling of an idea of what I think would be nice to build. But, of course, as we venture around and we get an idea of, like, the lay of the land, that might change. So let's see. There's some forest over here. Looks like some more forest over there. Those are some pretty logs. I'm curious about what's going on over there. Up we go. I want to check out these trees over here. And what are you? Pine logs. I think I remember these. And this is from Let's Do? Yeah. Alright, let's get up to the top of this. I just want to get a good look around. So we have this little clump of woods here. Some really nice trees. This is just one big meadow. What's up at the top of this? A whole family of foxes. That looks like a pretty flat area over there. We could definitely start off at. I don't know if we have any towns nearby or anything. That'd be actually really nice to start at a village. That right there are sheep. I don't have any iron, so we'll have to do this the hard way. Only one. Give me 2, give me 2, give me 2, give me 2. Lame. There's not 3 of you around here, so like... I don't know if I can mix and match colors. Nope. Can't mix and match colors. I didn't think I could, but some mods might change that, so it was worth its science. Alright, so as we get into the first night, I'm thinking... something I've never built, or at least I haven't built in years and years and years. I think it would be kind of fun to do kind of like an abbey. You know, nice big walls, get a little church area. And I think that would make for an interesting first base. You know, we can get some storage areas, a workshop area, and then turn that maybe into like a little town that's around it. That feels pretty cozy to me. Now, our first night was spent in a hole with only a furnace to provide light and warmth. We took some time to dig around and saw some of the new block generation for the caves, a lot of which are brought about by the Create mod and will make for some gorgeous palettes later on. Andesite. Andesite's great because we have the Create mod in this, and andesite alloy is how you make a lot of your first Create contraptions. Ooh, look at that block down there. That's some of that zinc. I think I need iron in order to get that. Curious about this red block right here. That is pretty. And we got some deep slate already. I don't think that's because we're super deep. We're only at 45. So it's probably just because some of the Create, the World Gen stuff brings deep slate a little higher up. That's okay. Crimsite from Create. Wonder what's making this texture look different than this texture. I'm not making that up. They look different. I'm not crazy. Limestone. Create's limestone looks great. I don't mind that Let's Do Meadow was trying to kind of make its own. But Create's is definitely better because it's its own like separate block and it looks kind of like limestone. I really like this block. And I know this mod pack has chipped in it, which works with limestone. It's really, really nice. Once the sun finally rose on the second day, it was time to move on to a place we could call home. Okay. I want to check out this. What is a magnolia woodland? It looks super pretty. So this is a magnolia log. Look at that. Pretty leaves. Magnolia shrub. All right. Look at this. I know he has Distant Horizons and Bobby. I don't know if Distant Horizons is working right now. I'm not 100% sure how to get that working, but let's see. All right, so what I just did is I turned on Distant Horizons, which is a LOD rendering. So essentially, it kind of... I explained this very poorly on stream, so Editor Maze is going to step in. Essentially, there are 2 mods out there that allow you to render chunks beyond what's set by you or your server. And this is how we can get worlds with incredible draw distance that aren't melting your PC. The most popular is Bobby, and that's what's used by every major creator you see on YouTube. If you're on an SMP, the server has a set render distance in order to control lag, and players usually have no way to go beyond that. What Bobby does is cache all the chunks you've loaded onto your PC, and will fake a larger render distance by showing those cached chunks. That's how we have distances of 100 chunks or more. Distant Horizons, on the other hand, uses what's called LOD, or level of detail, to create renders of the seed that have greatly reduced detail, because if a tree is 100 chunks away, you don't need to waste the resources rendering every pixel of it. Both have pros and cons, so use what better fits your needs. But the reason I'm using Distant Horizons on this series is because it's a single player world, and from what I've seen, Bobby only lets you change the default render limit. It doesn't actually cache anything for single player worlds. This means my PC is rendering the full 100 chunks, and that could end up causing an incredible amount of lag when we get into mods that add entities and movement, such as Create and many of the mob additions in the pack. And we're just going to have to see what Distant Horizons does as we get further on in this series. Some of the pop-in is a little but it's fine. Now, when we finally exited the sprawling forest, we found ourselves in a large field of flowers with a town at its center. Now, we did loot it and explore it a bit, but some unfortunate land generation meant that it wasn't really suitable for our needs. Okay. So I never saw any of the villages. The mod clearly has a redesigned villages. I almost died. That would have killed me. A redesigned villages mod. Village overhaul mod, I should say. Luckily, there was another town just in the distance. This little seaside paradise is where I set up our first base. I don't know if we'll be permanently using it or not, though, so yeah, we'll see. The town's small enough that a full overhaul wouldn't be much work, but large enough to provide some necessary villagers. I'm no speedrunner, but since my ultimate goal is to just jump into building, I do have some specific priorities, such as needing to get my enchants up as fast as possible. And for that, I need a trading hall. It's one of the few things mods like Create can't really replace. Chat, I think we might have found home. There's a big lake here as well, so we can do some fishing. Pig and cow farm, so we can get some books, some leather. And again, all these beehives around. And all of these flowers. And these little guys, which is a great omen. If you guys don't know, we have friends and foes on. Make our little friends right here. We're cute. A local was kind enough to allow me to evict them from their house, and I got to work getting a few chests and crafters up so we could start our initial dives in the mine, which would provide the first few materials that we can use to get our basic necessities. I find that first real dive into the mines to be one of the most dangerous parts of the game. The deeper you go, the more you light up, the more mobs tend to spawn, and you have a very limited armor and tools to fight back the hordes. On top of that, these mods all have their own armor, and modded weapons were very deadly. Luckily, the gravestone mod meant I got to be a bit reckless without too much risk to my gear, which netted me my first few diamonds fairly quickly, despite a few unfortunate corpse runs. I hear that creeper. Oh! Shield broke, guys. Shield broke. Okay. Let's get back down there. How do we want to get back down there? Is that we're going back down? I thought I was going to make it through. It didn't. That's fine. I got all my extra stuff. As long as as long as my corpse is still there, we will be okay. So we're going to just dual wield our way straight down. Man, I got pretty far out there. Oh my goodness. I think I was under this river. Yes, we got it all, chat. There, we're back. I put our diamonds somewhere safe, as I'm not yet ready to dive into the nether, but I was very excited to start our first build. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, I got my diamonds. Where'd my diamonds go? Right there. 12 diamonds. It's not bad. Let's start. So the town goes like this. I kind of still like this as the center. That's fine. So I think pretty much right where I'm standing, we're gonna put a little tavern. Yeah, I like the idea of a little tavern. I think on the second floor, we're going to have the actual trading hall. As far as breeder, it's not like we need anything special or fancy or anything like that, because we're not going to need a whole lot. And what we do get is like it's easy enough. We'll just kind of probably manually do it. And that's just where we can put a couple of weaponsmiths, armor smiths, and enchanters. So it's very basic things. We don't need anything super fancy. I don't have to worry about going down to dig out all of the diamonds. Like if anything happens, we can just jump right back into our projects. And thinking of some ideas of the block to use for the plaster walls, I figured sand would work as we have the chipped mod and it would give us some very interesting textures. So I built a boat in search of a desert or a large enough beach that we could farm up the sand we needed. And that's when I stumbled across our first new structure, and it forever changed the course of this video. All right, we're nearly there. Dude, this is such a cool mod. It's actually like surprisingly smooth too. Like, feels good. I haven't actually checked everything out just yet. Looking at the layout here, though, we're going to get a quick bird's eye view here. I had absolutely no idea that I was going to stumble across an entire fleet of boats just loaded with villagers, and I knew that this was going to have to be our new trade hall. I had a really fun and cute time-lapse planned out for you guys, so you can see the conversion of these ships to make them villager-friendly, but unfortunately, apparently, I'm still not very good at this whole content creator thing. That's all right. We're just going to jump into a small tour. You can see I put these railings up using a lot of the pine blocks because the villagers were really unappreciative of all of my efforts to keep them safe and alive. They kept just jumping into the water. You see them right here. I put them on a boat. This is from the small ships mod. You would have seen me sailing in it earlier. I really like this mod. It adds a lot, and it makes it a little easier to traverse this big body of water. And yeah, so we've got all of them. We come over here. You can see that I made this little bridge walkway thing that they could get over to the boats where we were going to put the professions. You can see I have some Fletchers over there. I have my tool makers over there. I have a... stuck. I have a weaponsmith over here, or a couple of them. And as well as, I believe that's the armor smith. Yeah, and he's a little boat over there. Houses 2 enchanters. I have 2 librarians, 1 for mending and 1 for silk touch. And that works out perfectly for us. We might try to go as far as getting unbreaking and all of that, but for right now, this works. It's the basics, and at least gets us able to build kind of quickly. But I kind of hate these walkways. You can see over here, I've already started breaking one down. They will be gone by the next episode because nobody told me that mobs could just spawn on those trapdoors. That's super annoying. And on top of that, it was just making it a nightmare to try to traverse. I'm just going to end up using a boat to get to and fro. And we might be, you can kind of see, we might build something next episode that'll house all of the villagers in one spot. Because, you know, that might be more helpful and a little bit easier than this nonsense that I got right now. You can also see over there, we have an ocean monument. And way over there, that kind of smudge, that is a huge pillager ship. And that's super cool. This leads to a lot of different storytelling that we could do here on the series. And this is honestly one of my favorite parts of a Minecraft world. This right here is the best moment of any new series or any new world because, well, everything is so new. Everything is just potential and the ideas can really flow. We took a lot of time to go ahead and just explore this huge ocean around us. And you can see over here is that town that we first started in. And maybe this is a mining town. Maybe this mining town trades with the ships up here. Maybe some of these plains that are out here can be carved out and turned into farms for all of the new kind of crops that we have, because we have a lot of beautiful new crops that we can try out. Maybe there's something going on with this town here. Maybe it taps into all of these forests and the redwoods that are here, which are beautiful. Yeah, maybe that's where we put lumber. We can find a place to put a mob farm and have it like we can just like traverse around. We can put our farms in places that make sense and kind of just build an interconnected world. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I really hope you guys think so too, because I'm having a lot of fun with this series and I want to keep making it. So, you know, like, subscribe, and follow on Twitch. I'm trying really hard to make sure nothing happens off camera. Everything we've built here so far has been built live on my Twitch channel, and I also stream on YouTube, so, you know, bell icon, and you might be able to see me there too. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. It was a bit scuffed, but I think we put it all together. Ciao!